Hi guys, welcome back to the channel today. My name is Awili, and if you're seeing my video for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. So guys, I'm going to be sharing with you on how I made this puff shoulder off sleeve. So if this is what you're interested in, definitely keep on watching. So guys, I'll be working with this crepe fabric, and the first thing I did was to cut out my front piece, which I divided my bust by 4 and added 5 inches allowance to it because of my zipper allowance and sewing allowance. I also went ahead to mark out the back from the front, which is what I'm actually searching for, so this is the back of the material that I'll be working with. So let me go ahead and remove this upper side that I won't be needing. So you just have to go ahead and mark out your desired length for this top. So I marked out 20 inches. I wanted my top to be at 19 inches, but I added extra 1 inches allowance to it, making it 20 inches. So you go ahead and cut it out, and also cut out for the back also. So I went ahead to mark my shoulder divided by 2 here, and then I minus 2 inches from it. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7 inches. 7 minus 2 inches is 5 inches. So I marked minus 2 inches. Then I placed my tape at minus 6 inches because this is where I want my off shoulder to start from. Then your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches to get your armhole line or your chest line. So this will be serving as my chest line. Then I went ahead to mark my shoulder to my bust line, my waist line at 16 inches, and here is going to be serving as my hip line. So guys, what you're going to go ahead and do next is to divide your bust by 4 and mark. I divided my bust by 4, which is 10 inches because my bust is 40 inches, and I marked it, connected the line to meet with the minus 2 inches I marked at my shoulder. So what I'm going to go ahead to do next is to add my sewing allowance, which is 1.5 inches sewing allowance. So I will go ahead and mark the same thing on my bust line, which is 10 inches plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. So for my waistline, I'm going to divide my waist by 4. My waist is actually 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches, and I will mark it and also add my 1.5 sewing allowance. So for the length, I'll be dividing my hip by 4. My hip divided by 4 is 10.5 or 10.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead and mark my 1.5 inches, which I will later not use because I don't want the down length to be looking like a flayed or A-line shaped top. I want it straight, like straight up. So guys, we're going to be working on the neckline, and the neckline is actually going to be sweetheart neckline. So I'm going to be using my chest line as my neckline length. So I went ahead to extend the length of my chest line. So this is where my neckline is going to be stopping, and the neckline is going to be sweetheart neckline. So I'm going to be trying to get that sweetheart neckline. Sorry guys. So I went ahead to use this my French curve, but it did not give me what I want, so I had to use the bigger French curve because I want this neckline to come out as a sweetheart neckline. So guys, this is all for the front pattern for the front top. I'm going to go ahead now to cut it out. So I'll cut out on my chalks. So guys, to cut out the back neckline, I'm going to be coming down by 9 inches. I actually wanted to mark at 8.5, but I decided to go in by 9 inches. So your back neckline and your front neckline cannot be equal, so you have to come down by 9 or as deep as you want it, but 9 is okay for me. And the back is going to be having a round neckline, so I'm just going to give it a round neckline. So I just gave it a round neckline for my back, as you can see. So guys, that is that for the neckline. And for my zipper allowance, I'm going to go over, because this side is actually my back center front, so I'll just go over and mark out 1.5 inches from the upper part. Then starting from my waist, I'm going to be marking out 1 inches in order to eliminate zipper bulges. So I'll go ahead and mark 1 inches starting from my waist. Guys, at this point I regretted cutting out this part, because at the end it came out that this top was short, and I have to go and add it again. I have to go and replace it again, which I want you to take note of. Please, while drafting or while cutting out your desired length, please choose a desired length that won't be short. Although I'm busted, that is why mine is like this. Okay. Yes, at the beginning of the video, the length I chose was okay for me, but I wanted my top more of a crop top. That was why I went to cut out the front what is it called, top. But later on I had to replace it again because it was very, very short on me. So please, when drafting yours, please take note of this, okay, so you don't make the same mistake I made. Thank you. So guys, I notched the zipper allowance parts. That was what I just did. So I'm going down to notch it again, so I'll be able to know where my zipper is going to be placed on, since I'm not lining in this top up. Okay. So guys, I want to cut out interfacing for the front and the back neckline. So you can give it any desired shape you want. For my interfacing, this is what I want it to be looking like. So, or you can use 3 inches to cut out your interfacing. So I traced out my neckline to the interfacing, and also I traced out my armhole because I want my interfacing to extend to my armhole. So guys, in this way I don't need to use hemming gum to gum it or to hold it. So I'll also do the same thing for the back neckline. The same length that I cut out for the front, I'm just going to trace out the neckline and the armhole line to the interfacing that I'll be using to cover it or to lining it up. So guys, I'm going to go ahead to the sewing machine and stitch my neckline to the facing, but before then I'm going to be stitching this place with 1/4 inch all to the end. Then I'm going to, so I went ahead to give it a notch after I was done stitching it to the neckline. So I will go over to the sewing machine again and I'll top stitch. So I'm going to top stitch it facing the facing. So when I was done, this is what it was looking like, guys. So I will also do the same for the front neckline also. So when I'm done, I'm going to bring the back side, the two back side facing each other, the right side facing each other, and I will go ahead and mark out 1 inches and go over to my sewing machine, and I'll stitch it from the neckline to the waistline. So just mark out 1 inches for your zipper allowance at this point, 1 inches, and go over to the end and mark out 1 inches. This is what I'm going to be using for my zipper allowance. Try to check if the lines are accurate. So guys, I realized that my top was short, and I had to go ahead and add up to it, because I realized it was a bit short. Because while making it, it got to a point I had to reduce it, thinking it was long, but later on I found out that was my actual perfect length. So please take note when marking out your length. So I'm giving it a body shape. So this point, remember I added 1.5 inches while drafting it, so I'm going to remove that 1.5 inches, sorry, because this is a stretchy fabric, so I need to remove that 1.5 inches that I added from the beginning. So that is what I'm actually doing. So I'll flip it to the other side. So I'll flip it over to the other side, and I'll also mark out the same 1.5 inches allowance I added while drafting it. So guys, I went ahead to cut out this long rectangular fabric. So for the width I have 12 inches, and for the length I have 30 inches on fold. Why I have 11 inches for this elastic band that I'll be adding to the down part. I actually made it 11 inches because I don't want it tight. And for the one that will be going up at the sleeve, at the shoulder, I have 9 inches length. So you can choose your desired length. It's not must you use, because I don't know how big you are. So guys, I'm going to head over to my sewing machine, and I'll fold each of the side with 1 inches. I'll fold the both side with 1 inches. While I was done, this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it into 4 pieces. Look at the way I folded it, because it's time to cut the sleeve. So I will use my sleeve and I will trace it out. Just remove 1 inches from your actual sleeve, then trace out your armhole on your sleeve. Okay guys. So I went ahead to open it here, so to get two of the fabric, one for my right hand and one for my left hand. So this is what it's looking like. I'll go ahead and insert the elastic. So after I was done inserting the elastic, this is what is looking like. So I'll go ahead and close it up with 1 inches or half inches. So I'll just go ahead and close it up to this place, and I've done inserting it to my top, and this is what it's looking like, guys. This top came out very, very nice. So please, I'm sorry I did not wear it, because I was waiting to make the skirt, and before I knew it my battery went off, so and I needed to upload this video. So please, thank you for watching, and see you in my next vlog.